Worf?
That leads Troy into a forbidden affair.
Why didn't you do this a long time ago?
But behind the romance
I will meet you in your quarters later.
lies a telepathic nightmare
I know what I have to do.
that pushes her to the darkest edge of destruction.
Stop it!
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation. A terrifying vision provokes a shocking affair between Troy and Lieutenant Worf on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yourself for impact. A gutsy test of survival on a desolate planet. And a daring sacrifice.
Captain Picard?
I may not make it.
If he doesn't get water, he's never going to survive.
I'm not gonna let you die.
The courage to face death on the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Picard's daring sacrifice ends in tragedy
Captain Picard?
on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Strip. Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Controls are not responding, sir.
Something evil is threatening the Enterprise.
Nitrogen oxide, toxic levels.
Lives are in danger.
Stay straight into the path of that stellar matter.
Disaster is dead ahead.
Prepare for impact.
On Star Trek: The Next Generation. Something evil is endangering the Enterprise on the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Disaster dead ahead on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation, Counselor Troy faces a prearranged marriage.
Isn't this simply beautiful?
She's torn between love and leaving the Enterprise.
A starship has its customs just as we do.
But when the groom risks his life to help a plague-infested ship,
My son surrounded by those horrible lepers.
he threatens to destroy their future on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Counselor Troy must choose between a prearranged marriage and leaving the Enterprise on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Enterprise wedding on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Next time
On the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation,
It seems clear that my life is to end in the late 19th century.
Data faces a shocking fate
We've lost him.
and embarks on a mission of no return.
I'm not willing to accept that he's dead and just leave it at that.
Now, to bring him back alive,
My God.
the crew must cross a chilling gateway into terror. Data! Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Data faces his own death and must journey to 19th century Earth to save the future on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Something evil is invading the crew's most private thoughts.
She's more than ill. She's in a coma.
And suddenly, memories from the past become horrifying nightmares.
You killed her. We have investigated every possible cause we could imagine, and we have found nothing.
Can no one stop the madness? Or will everyone's nightmare end in death on Star Trek: The Next Generation? The crew's terrifying memories trigger life-threatening comas. On Star Trek: The Next Generation.
On Star Trek: The Next Generation, Geordi is missing in action on a deadly planet.
Johnny! Mr. Worf, launch the probe.
A violent storm blocks the crew's desperate search to find him,
Will he survive?
I can't see.
and his fate lies with the enemy.
You're my prisoner.
On Star Trek: The Next Generation. Geordi's missing in action on a storm-ridden planet in the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Missing in action on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Next time.
Troy is forced to impersonate a Romulan officer
I've been kidnapped, surgically altered, put in danger.
in a daring mission to save the life of a government defector.
Your only chance to get off this ship alive is to do as I say.
Now, at the risk of being caught, can she escape a showdown with her own crew?
Destroy them.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Troy becomes a Romulan for a secret mission and is forced to attack the Enterprise on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Come on, let's go!
The crew rescues Klingon fugitives from a war-torn ship.
Captain wants those two taken into custody.
But these warriors have deadly motives.
Join us.
Now, a sinister plot puts Worf's loyalties to the test.
He has a phaser aimed directly at the dilithium crystal chamber.
Brother, we have a chance!
On Star Trek: The Next Generation. A Klingon rescue mission results in a battle to take over the Enterprise on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Klingon sabotage on Star Trek: The Next Generation. On the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, imagine waking up in a mysterious future
Data, I haven't remembered a day for the last 16 years.
where time has altered the crew's destiny.
Perhaps it would be best if we discuss this.
Shut up!
Is it a Romulan trap to sabotage the Enterprise?
Shall we end this charade?
Or an endless nightmare with no escape? Find out on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Riker wakes up 16 years into the future and faces an unknown evil on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Ratio.
Caught in an endless time loop,
We could have been trapped here for hours, days, maybe years.
unable to remember the past.
How did it happen? How did we get there?
A starship collision lies dead ahead.
We have to get out of here now.
Can the crew escape their own destiny?
Casualty reports coming in from all over the ship.
Or will time tick towards their final hour?
All hands abandon ship!
On Star Trek: The Next Generation. An endless time
Yo,
loop traps-
yo, hello everybody. We're here to review some fine Borg episodes. We're going to start because of First Contact that we did, the Borg, on Saturday, which I will admit, I had a few drinks. I don't remember the end of that review. I may have to go rewatch it back. But yes, we are going to continue the Borg Crusade. We'll start at the beginning with Q-Who. Saturday we're going to do Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2, and then the following week we're going to do Family. So we're going to have a little sort of crush of Picard's what's the word? His arc with the Borg. So we're going to be doing that soon. Gentlemen, would you like to watch a trailer?
But is it a trailer for Star?
It is a trailer for Star Trek.
Yes.
And this is the 3 trailer system. Oh, hang on. Have we lost Auto? Or is he just looking mournfully at the floor?
Get to...
hang on.
We get to do our game. Good.
We do get to do our game on this time. So there'll be 3 trailers. We have to decide in the first one what is going to be the pick for the final trailer. I'm just going to wait for Auto to figure out, because I think either he's like staring into the abyss, contemplating his life doing this, or he has crashed.
I've got the little Discord going around.
Oh, have you? Okay, yeah, my one's not. Yeah. He's faltering. I think his laptop is kind of like, guys, what do you remember about this episode? When was the last time you watched it?
I remember the visual effects on the episode were really impressive for its time. It's one of those things that, I mean, I'm sure we're going to watch through it and it's going to show its flaws and its age, but for being a TV broadcast, I remember it was pretty damn cool. Not only all the costumes that they created, but I remember like the phaser and the little shield effect on the Borg when it started to adapt to the phaser fire and stuff. And this is in my mind, I'm still seeing it as, whatever, however old I was, 11, 10 years old, and just like, it doesn't get any better than this,
I'm thinking about stuff like the cutting beam and like I'm sure those effects have probably been touched up quite nicely by the remaster. I remember the shield effects on the Borg looking a little bit weirder because they were still that kind of angular, like polygonal effect. Whereas I've been more of a fan of like the skin tight, like the first contact effect. I think that just looked a bit cooler, a bit more intimidating.
Is there hexagons, aren't they? They put just like flat hexagons on the screen, like blom blom, almost like
yeah. But I do remember this like being it's a real step up, because if you think about TNG, especially this early on in season 2, it is kind of rare for them to run into enemies that they cannot defeat with a phaser. Like there are a few, like there's Q, obviously there's a few others, but if you think about Klingons, Romulans, guess what? Wesley, yes. The Adosian God, you just run away, you just go hit warp 9, go. But the Borg are positioned as something that you can phaser once, you can run away for a bit, and that's just a very different dynamic for the Federation, who are positioned as this massive... They're not an empire, but they are a massive power with a lot of soft and hard power at this point. It's not like TOS where they are like it's you are the sheriff and your deputies, as it were. Like this is basically the army, and it's like, well, what if the army got fucked in the ass by like aliens? It's like, well, that's a bit more of a problem.
I have that on VHS.
Your doctor recommended it for you when you told him about the backpack.
We're saving that for Trek Time Plus subscribers.
Yeah, it's weird that you can subscribe through Amazon Prime as well. It's weird. I don't know how it got in there. Okay, let's watch this trailer. It is a 3-tier trailer, so let's start the first one. If we're ready, let me just check it's going through. It should be. Okay, let's go.
Time on Star Trek, The Next Generation. The evil Q returns.
What do you want, Q?
Evil?
My purpose is to join you.
No. And Picard faces a living nightmare.
We have an intruder.
Now,
oh, look at that wipe.
Against an invincible race of alien killing machines.
You can't outdo them. You can't destroy them.
On Star
Oh, another wipe.
Well, it might be that.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think?
It's gonna be the drone throwing the guy with one hand across the screen.
Yeah, Lieutenant Meathead. Yeah.
I reckon it might be the phaser on. I think it's going to be Q. I think it'll be Q. Sort of. What was it he was saying? Like, I'm here for the the evil Q, and because essentially it's called Q-Who. So I think I'm going to go with that.
You're betting on Idaho.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Borg for getting phasered and like just doing nothing because I think they would want to show off the effect shot. I feel like that's what I'll go for. But they're going to focus on the Borg. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Let's do it. Stack. Trailer 2.
The evil Q hurls the crew into battle against alien killing machines on the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Didn't get the effect.
Yeah. It's come back before, so
the third one's just going to be Q stroking Picard's head.
No, you know they'll get us for a rumding. It'll just be the Enterprise getting.
Did you pause it to get a joke in? Come on, play the trailer.
The third one. We stop it there.
Alien killing machines on Star Trek.
Stars away.
Just go back to that. Hang on. Just alien killing machines on Star Trek. Hang on.
Alien killing machines on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
That's it. There's your promo.
I mean, that would sell me.
Yeah. When aren't there alien killing machines on Star Trek? All right. Let's go through to pre-ratings. How we go? Dan, you're back with us this week. I'm very happy to see you. So let's start with you, Dan. What are you going to pre-rate this based on your memories from when you were 11 years old in the far?
Not just was this a captivating episode, just one of the most iconic villains of all time, but I think it was actually done well too. Like I just weaving Q into it, him teasing the crew with a mortal enemy. I remember Guinan in this episode too, and she always elevates the episode. I think this has got to be. I'm gonna go high, guys. I think this is a 9.3.
Ooh, I love the random stray decimal point in there. That's so.
It's not random. That man ran cab. He knows what he's doing.
That's very true. That's true. Not enough A to D tiering. Stars. Let's carry on with you.
I remember this being quite good. I don't think it has quite as much pop as, like Best of Both Worlds or First Contact, but like that's like saying, oh no, this like the best pizza you've ever had doesn't quite compare to the second best pizza you've ever had. I'm trying to think about it, and I'm going to be a bit more cautious. I'm willing to be to be convinced and talked around. I think there might be a little bit of meandering before we get to the meat of the episode, where it's like it's the Q and the Guinan stuff, and therefore you don't get as much Borg as you would want, even though the Q and Guinan stuff is really, really good. So I'm going to go for like an 8.5.
Ooh, a classic me rating, I believe.
Yes.
But it's okay, because you're allowed to do that. Go on, Otto.
Well, I don't do it every other episode.
So TNG had one Emmy... one episode win an Emmy during season 2, and it was this episode, and they actually won 2: outstanding sound editing and outstanding sound mixing. So I'm going to be curious to keep an ear out for this one and see if it's just the effects or the music or what, but it should be interesting. To continue my newfound curling parlance, this is not going to be a draw right on the button. This is going to be a draw to the top of the button. This sets up the next one, but it's very good. I mean, it's hard to dislodge once you get shot rock. So I'm gonna go 8 pre-rating. I think it's gonna tick up, and I'm very excited. This might be the first episode I rate above a 5 for Idol's entire draft. So it should be.
Oh no, you were very complimentary on the motion picture, so and I'll never forget that.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was my draft pick. I kind of wanted to do this and Best of the Both Worlds as like as a double header. So I'm glad we're doing this because I feel like they do flow naturally into each other despite the uniform change and the slight tone change as well.
Should we change our pre-ratings to Star Trek so we can all have fun doing those from now on?
Yep. No,
or is that too on the nose?
No, that's great. It's not on the nose enough. So I'm gonna go with an 8. I remember this episode being enjoyable mostly because of the cool it's Q and cool it's the Borg. So I may go. I don't know. I feel like Stars is right. I feel like there's a lot in this episode, and the Borg are probably only the back half of the episode. I think a lot of it is just Q taunting Picard, but we'll see. So I think this is going to be interesting. Shall we? Right, everyone, load up your VHS players. Your copy you found on a flash drive in the bottom of the men's toilets in DC somewhere. One day I'm going to think these up before going off the top of my head.
How are your intros getting worse over time?
That's one of the more innocent things I think you could find on a USB on the men's bathroom, frankly.
That's how I got mine, yeah.
That was actually back while people are getting prepared. Back when Nine Inch Nails were doing their sort of like ARG for Year Zero, one of their albums, they actually did leave USBs in toilets with copies of the new release songs for people to find. And yeah, I love that idea. That was
Is that
great.
why you're such a Trent fan?
I'm a fucking... Yeah, I am. For that reason, yes. Trent Reznor.
Only for the toilet stuff. You couldn't care less for the music, though.
I love the music. Fucking love Nine Inch Nails. Okay. Someone's doorbell?
I'll be back.
Okay, we'll wait for Auto. Also, he has the same doorbell ringtone that I do. That's weird.
It's almost like it's a default ringtone.
It might well be. While we wait for Auto, how hyped are you for Best of Both Worlds? Because I know some people are either up on it or they're kind of like, it's okay. I'm very up on Best of Both Worlds.
I mean, part 1, I think, is probably going to get a 10 from me. I think part 1 is absolutely immaculate. I think part 2 does fall apart a tiny bit. Just because, like, they wrote part 1 with a very specific outcome in mind, and then they don't go for it. And so you kind of go, oh, okay, right, I guess we're doing this. But I think as a whole, that if you said to me, hey, I think Best of Both Worlds is among the best Trek I could watch, I'd go, yeah, I wouldn't disagree. I would if you asked, hey, do you want to pivot and do that instead of Q-Who? I'd be like, yeah, sure. I ain't gonna say no.
I think what elevates both of the episodes for me is, like, I'm not usually a drama person, but I eat it up when Shelby and Riker are going at it, and it's just for my money, you don't get much better than that. And
bust you down to cadet so hard. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think it's also, we get Whoopi back for that episode too. It's those episodes. Yeah, it's also a feast for the eyes. The music is fantastic. Like there's no part of it where it really lulls, even over 2 hours.
Sorry. Let's start this.
I can't believe you vamped for me. My neighbor was dropping off frozen strawberries, so that's what the holdup was.
And he didn't bring any
that's
for
a good
us.
reason to hold.
Okay, let's start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have engaged. The Borg.
The Gorg.
The Gorg. Alright, let's make sure subtitles are loading. No.
Oh, I forgot Sonia Gomez.
Yeah, this is what I mean about there being so many weird little elements that kind of...
They're going to kill you last, Sonia.
Like that Grok is like, you know what, this human treats me with a bit of kindness, so I won't give her cyber psychosis.
Overtime, you had executive privilege last stream. And Geordie is not interested in this woman at all.
Yeah, his whole series arc is that he's awkward around women, and then he gets a beautiful woman, and he doesn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be inappropriate for him to pursue
it would, but that's not what we've sort of seen from Geordie.
Yeah, but that's never stopped
forward.
officers before.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think that intelligence circuitry would have synthesized a top for that thing?
Well, I would also hope that, like these consoles would be waterproof in some way. I would hope.
Complete lack of Stanley cups on the engineering deck.
By the way, is this Hall of Awesome territory, Idol?
Yeah.
Oh, Captain.
It's all over me.
Indeed.
Yes, Ensign. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
2 Emmys right there. That's where the Emmys come from.
Excellent hot chocolate mixing.
Nominated for mixology.
So hard to be nice.
I like how they're holding hands.
Chief engineer.
He doesn't even get a name.
Ooh.
My ship, your ship.
Geordie's face in the background.
I am really disappointed we didn't get more Gomez. I think it was like one other episode, isn't there? But
dude, this is great. No one's cracking a joke at all.
No,
it's just incidental and it's hilarious.
She's a great character. Why did she never come back?
Oh,
I love this camera
That's cool,
shot.
yeah.
That
That's
tracking
so
shot
good.
is wow.
Yeah.
That's very season 1 of them.
How very season 1 of you.
This is the Ron Jones or
Be God. The evil Q.
He's certainly a shit. Oh, Delancey's so much fun.
we're trending upwards, boys.
You know, maybe I was being conservative with that 8.5. I'm already kind of just thinking about it and luxuriating in it.
Those
Underrated
ugly
shuttle
little
design.
shuttles. Really?
I don't mind them.
like
I like them more than the little fucking shitbox ones that look like they were made
The
out of
hot
Lego.
box. The USS Hot
Yeah,
Box.
they're all- like the ones with the freaking DeLorean
Yeah,
doors. Like,
there's
they're
like
so
2
dumb.
seats.
And then they fit one person,
Yeah.
really, if we're being real.
Dan, I really want your head to bounce around the camera frame like that DVD icon, you know. Dunk, dunk. It's just kind of sits right in the lower corner, and I just want to move it around.
We'll cheer when you touch the corner.
I remember reading somewhere that the Ensign Sonia Gomez, her actress, was out for Troy's part, right? Or something like that.
Did she?
Oh.
There's a
I
lot of
remember
people
the
that-
trivia of Denise Crosby and Marina Sirtis applying
Yeah.
for each other's jobs. That was
Yeah,
that's a
there's
fun
that
one.
I had a lot of people read for these series
Oh, yeah.
openers.
Let me look it up. Do like she came back for Lower Decks, though. At least she did that. Lycia Naff.
Also in Total Recall in the
She
1990
was, yeah.
version. Yeah.
Oh yeah, leave it
She was a
to
bit naff in
stars
that,
to
too.
remember that one.
Yeah.
I love Total Recall. Total
No-
Recall's
no-
awesome.
No, it's not about the movie. Anyways, moving on.
She was also a prostitute in The Lethal Weapon.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Not on screen. She just was hanging around the set.
Mel Gibson's
You are
entourage.
actress an apology.
Oh, apparently she was supposed to be a love
Nope.
interest for Geordie.
What might have been.
She's not that much older than you.
I do like this little story point. You got to be driven to be on the Love Boat.
I want to be on the saucer when it gets sliced up like a turkey.
She's got a very 80s accent for...
She almost like she's just walked off the set of Cheers.
Well, the hair as well is
Yeah.
also just inimitably.
It's big hair, yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me show you my holodeck programs.
No, no.
Listen, Idol's not the one who has to be ashamed about that. It's Geordie who has to be ashamed about that.
Idol's got plenty of other things to be ashamed about.
Yeah.
How do I keep getting brought into this?
Okay, here comes your sound mixing at me.
Oh, Colm's in this.
Oh, Colm.
Yeah, look, he's got like 58
This-
credits in TNG. I always forget that.
There she is.
I wish her hat would do the saucer step.
I love the lighting here.
It's got a cinematic feel. I just feel like low mood lighting for whatever reason makes these TNG episodes feel a lot more cinematic. Yesterday's Enterprise, The Enemy.
Yeah. Well, that's a criticism you often get of modern TV, is that it's all lit very brightly and flatly.
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be like a jazz quartet in the corner, and this is like, chilled out session.
She's trying
It's
to
just
figure out who
clones of
farted.
Riker. Walks around sniffing.
Are you high? I like Worf just looked down and went, nope, the unusual meter is not flagging up.
The plot
I like how
discriminator.
she says that, and it's like, you know for a fact that every time she's had this feeling, something awful is about to happen.
Yeah.
By the way, the captain's missing.
You know, maybe it would have been a ripoff, but I would have liked if they would have taken Peli in that direction where you could really take her seriously. Here comes your Idaho meme.
Look at his face. Like, John Delancey is like...
Yeah, he's just waiting for it. He loves it.
Pika.
Is this the last time we get, like, dangerous Q?
Here you go.
Will it die?
Dude, what are we, 5 minutes in? We've got 2 all-time memes already.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far. Anything but hot chocolate.
It's Illyrian stuff. It's fine.
You guys haven't even touched your drinks, guys.
Motherfuckers, right. 2.2 out of 10. This is trash.
Well, Jordy shouldn't have ordered a glass of urine.
Oh, yeah, Deanna.
Come on the bridge. Shouldn't they have a continuous biosign scanner that lets you know when someone disappears?
You would think that.
The captains fell off the ship again.
Not
All stop.
Intelligent enough for that.
Yeah, it's intelligent enough for hot chocolate, but not for scanning biosign.
Limit.
I mean, to be fair, it's like you don't want everyone to be like chipped and tagged like they're dogs.
That's what the combat
I mean, don't they do that in Academy?
Not really.
Yeah, in episode 1, where the doc notices when someone's like bioscans
yes,
are
and someone's
different.
having a... I think he was... Yeah.
Well, I think he's actively looking for it, whereas the assumption is they're not here.
Picard enabled privacy mode. They're not that worried. They're just like mild concern the captain's gone missing.
I mean, by this point, like, the captain is actually a reconstituted load of nebula, isn't he, actually?
Yeah. He's already gone missing 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I'm chuffed because I'm now captain. Haha. I am instituting a 4
There is
rotation
the part
system.
of Riker. There is the part of Riker. Just like thinking that.
So I wish they wouldn't change their positions, because that cut seems so... Like, for 6 hours, you stood in the same spot. You should have been hacky-sacking in the back.
Just playing on a Game Boy. That's why you like him.
You should have agreed to this 6 hours
That's
ago.
a good
Picard.
cut. I like that.
Yeah. And he's cleared out 10 forward as well.
Almost cleared out.
Yeah, we might be ready for a third meme here.
That's blown out,
Yep.
sir.
Dude, the meme ratio is out of this world. See,
I mean,
he's
you weren't
checking
looking at-
this. So why didn't
Well,
the-
he wasn't
the-
before.
Yeah, but the status board didn't show it leaving, but now it shows it coming back. Come on.
Yeah, there's that enemy going for you.
The synth horns, the Ron Jones synth horns.
That's very Taz.
It's the Casio soundtrack. So they've said, like at cons and stuff, this didn't mean anything. They didn't actually write anything for it. They just wanted to add a little bit of threat.
There it is.
They're about to have a Kamehameha battle.
I guess this is meant to be Picard Season 2, isn't it, really?
Yeah. But yeah, they never expand on it, really.
Dude, 3 memes in like 15 minutes. I like the music. Oh my God.
Wolf would remove his nutsack if he could.
Indigent.
Not till next season.
She delivered that word
fuck him out.
almost like Alfred Woodard did in First Contact.
You were almost.
You were almost enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm using.
Aroused.
There you go. There's your next next date line.
Next of kin to chaos is pretty banger. That's some balls right there.
You mean Chaos is his friends with benefits?
Oh.
Can we go one stream without talking about fucking section
How many times
31?
did you make us
Please?
watch that? Good times. Oh, we're clip showing a little bit.
Mm.
I think this is what you missed on Glee.
Yeah. Plus, I'm on Star Trek.
That's a lie.
His hair needs a little treatment in this shot.
I was gonna say.
Man, we should do Deja Q next, not Best of Both Worlds.
That noise is great.
We should do all the Q episodes.
No.
Oh, I like that edited better in the trailer. Let me join you. No. Dude, he's so good.
I love Riker playing with his beard. I stroke my beard thusly.
Well, he's just got it. He wants to do it.
Yeah.
The straighter the rest of the crew play it, the better Q is. The more he lands. I wonder what Guinan's thinking right now.
Where's all my hot chocolate gone? Ooh, unfortunate words, Guinan.
No, foreshadowing. Yeah.
It's called good writing.
Neelix!
Terrors that will freeze your soul.
Shit, Stars, do you think in Voyager we can recruit Q in the game?
You can probably recruit Q Junior.
Dude, they're really going through the thesaurus in this episode.
Yeah, no, someone had it open.
Data in command. What did I do?
Dude, those are
it
some
was
good
nice
inertial
when-
dampers.
I was going to say, it was nice for him to make sure it was a smooth ride.
Just filled my inertial pampers.
Fucking Dad, I miss you.
Brown alert!
Oh my god. Can we get Trek babies? That'd be a great thing.
2 years, wow. Fuck you, Q. Also, isn't it kind of scary that at that time the Borg were only 2 years away from the heart of the Federation?
Well, they were... Yeah, because they were already raiding the Romulan border at this point. Because that was in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
I see you know your memory alpha.
You want to leave right now.
I like this pull in here.
Yeah.
Music's good. This is very uncommon for early TNG. Like, it's...
Well, no, it's Ron Jones.
Yeah, I know it's Ron Jones, but this seems very ominous. Like, this is not his
They
usual
won
style.
2 Emmys, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that
See,
was
there's
more for
the
sound
arrogance.
mixing than soundtrack.
Yeah. Who is that on the left?
It's not Colm.
It's
No
Q in
Brian.
a wig. No Brian.
Looks like Teller from Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
Still card tricks off the deck.
Scooped machine elements.
There you go. See?
At the end of last season, Captain.
Continuity.
Their acting is also very mid to late season. I feel like.
Man, remind me to talk about Rendezvous with Rama as well when I talk about this.
What's that? Rendezvous what?
Rendezvous with Rama. It's an Arthur C. Clarke book. Denise Villeneuve. It's similar concepts here. Sea Stars, could this episode be sold with a box? No, it is a box.
If you put a slightly larger box over the cube, you'd be fine. Can't simulate box.
I like seeing this could be pedantic in other episodes, but they're establishing all the differences between themselves and the.
Deanna, you getting anything? Nope. Okay, got it.
Why does she need to activate the view screen? It's right there.
It's because we want to see her in her little offset
right.
office. Right across the hall she lives.
Wow.
I guess it's for where she
just gonna
places
show
her
the same
alcohol
thing.
orders.
Dude, it's all purple on the walls too. She's stylized. Look at that.
She was literally looking at it through the window. Fucking
Don't worry
tech-obsessed
about it.
kids these days can't only look at screens. Christ.
I think this is where she records her podcast. Those are sound engineers.
That's where the jazz trio hangs out. Ding, 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 with the snare drum in the background.
I was going to say it's
That's
weirdly
a
long.
great
Yeah,
shot.
that's good. I was going to say it's weirdly
Yeah.
long on Geordie, but actually, yeah.
And Jordy's weirdly long.
Because it lasts just long enough that you're like, okay,
Oh,
why are
that's
you
good.
hanging the camera like that? Out of focus as well, I love
Is
that.
that a battery?
I'm going to make some new clips tomorrow.
It
for
looks
this.
like a Magneto or whatever it is. Like, you know, like one of those like
Yeah.
magnetic things that, yeah.
Is the Borg Cube the best kit bash of all time?
Maybe. It's better than the Jaeger.
Right under the Jaeger? Yeah, okay.
We have a friend.
I do love like the thrum of the warp core is almost a little bit like a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of a
Quite hypnotic,
tension.
nautic.
Yes.
It's got like
I'm
one of
not
those
sure about
long
that
arms
ball
like you'd
cap,
see
though.
off like the mighty Boosh.
Something warm, but not coffee.
Not tea either.
Fancy a Bovril.
I wish for a gravy boat.
I like how he just teleports in around just because he can't be bothered to walk.
Dude, imagine if they were a young Alice Kriege. I mean, we're memeing, but the soundtrack really is adding a lot here.
Mm.
Delegation.
Sounds like a job for a delegation.
Yeah, exactly.
On Star Trek.
Oh, he took a bad bump there.
Nice.
It looks like fuck you.
Look at that. You're like all cunty, like.
Is that Brent Spiner? Looks very much like Brent Spiner.
No.
Oh, good pan shot.
Dustbuster out.
Actually, weird to see a pan shot with a phaser blast as well.
I know, I like that. It's like the twitching of something before it's dying.
Oh, this is good.
Here's the second of many.
Yeah.
Designations.
I like that effect. It looks like, budget, but it kind of, I like it.
It looks like 1988, which it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very Lawnmower Man.
They're also nominated for Outstanding Achievement in Special Visual Effects.
Yeah.
So 3 Emmy nominations, 2 wins. Or I think they had 4 nominations, actually. I love the shadow. Look at that. It just sinks into the...
Like an atomic shadow. It's great.
Wait, is this the remaster?
Yeah, this is the
problem
remaster.
with carpets on a starship. When your Borg disintegrate, you just...
Oh, look, Red Alert,
the Red Alert backdrop.
Panel. Never seen that before.
Yes, I saw it in my office.
I watch everything. No, I was with Samuel Clemens.
And older Picard.
I do like her delivery here.
Apart from that one guy who's obsessed with
Malcolm
gambling.
McDowell.
Yeah, and Malcolm McDowell. That's what she said.
No, I knew Idol.
Borg. Come on the Federation.
Why are you destroying
Sorry.
your own score here?
I mean, it's his draft pick. He gets to do it if he wants to.
I thought we hit have fun, guys.
Oh, why did they set up a little inside camera? So the voice is Maurice Hurley and 2 other production guys, and then they just layered and garbled it.
So a real life villain is voicing our
Yes.
fictional villains. Oh, you're actually decided to be of use today. Okay.
He's succeeding overtired. Oh, I love that overlay. It's so goofy in the 80s, but...
It's like the Max Headroom override.
Yeah.
It's like it's some kind of tractor beam. Want a tractor beam? Yes.
Kind of like, am I dismissed? Can I leave?
Tell me what to do. Yeah,
She's just like wondering if it's too late to get out.
Da-da-da.
I mean, yeah, we'd do that.
Pan shot Spiner. Oh, and it keeps Picard in frame. That's nice.
Good camera work. Who directed this?
A slightly weird shot of the Enterprise.
Rob Bowman.
Yeah. This bit.
13
yeah,
credits.
Here he comes.
Oh, did we get it?
The bad
Yeah. This is great. Look at... Oh.
That's a clean remaster.
That's the Emmy nomination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the one toilet on the Enterprise.
Should have shown a little person floating out in his face. Like a rose.
That'd be a bit dark. God, the model work there is incredible.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
We will assimilate your latrines.
There's another good shot.
Oh, that's a good
That's awesome.
Do we,
That's incredible.
Do we get the regeneration as well?
Dude, Worf is edging right now. Smashing that phaser button.
I mean, he actually gets to shoot something.
By the way, shouldn't the first shot have gone from where the tractor beam emanates from instead of some random corner of the cube?
$19.
Just Reg Barker.
Oh, 18. Yeah.
Missing.
So, is this the first time crew members have died on TNG?
No,
I'm sure someone's died. Lieutenant Singh, whatever his name was.
Oh, that's true. Oh, look at that scowl. That's
Back to the conference
he's
room.
mean mugging.
Gun's like, where did you go?
Conference, 5 minutes of battle. Conference.
Hey, it's working.
I did rag on the latest Academy episode for doing that exact same thing, so.
Well, I mean, it's a total unknown. He wants to hear options. How old was Lycia Naff?
Lycia Naff, when was she born? It's 1962, so she'd have been 20.
This is, so 27.
Yeah.
26?
26 or 27.
Oh, she should have stayed on.
That you want to leave now.
Can we just have this conversation?
Yes, pretty much.
I mean, I would rather they do a cut in between the action than sit here for an extra 5 minutes
Well, true.
the whole time. The shadow work.
Oh, Riker looks like he wants to just throw himself over the fucking table.
Tender caress.
He just has a pat in the back of his hand.
Nice lighting on him. Look at that.
I like that line too.
Oh, yeah, chair wobble.
I know that, Geordie. Do you think they cue the intercom cut-ins?
I think so, yeah.
Like the system automatically cues it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelby, what are you doing over here?
Are you fucking stupid?
Riker has one speed.
I do like that they are proving Q's point right, though. They are being very arrogant.
Bubble.
I love that, the Q. You can blatantly tell that it's just made out of wire mesh and shit, but it's just a really good, well done effect.
That's a very low overhead. Look at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a weird perspective.
Oh, there's O'Brien. Of course,
Rita
Transporter.
finally shows up too.
Yeah.
He had to get his finger out of the Chinese finger trap in 10 forward.
They're watching TikTok. It's brain rot.
The doom scrolling as we speak.
Including that mannequin.
I need you to do an edit with Candy Crush on the screen. More tracking shots.
I do love that they've gone to the effort to make sure that even back then, with like a assumedly much more limited budget, everyone has a unique prosthesis, and then you don't get any repeats.
Yeah. Next week is just Crusher looking at a brick wall for 45 minutes. So,
wow. It was nice of the Borg to light things properly for them.
I'd love if he got sucked up into a tube like Augustus Gloop.
That's correction, sir. That's blown up.
No, you steal my gimmick. It's like my finishing move. No one can deliver it as well as I can. That scrawny pale arm.
Yeah, she just walked out the maturation chamber.
This is essentially 1/30th budget First Contact, like these board sections.
Not wrong.
Oh, good shot here. Do the pull out. We're all waiting for it.
They're just edging you a little bit.
Shut up, Idol.
I didn't say a thing. But yeah, great shot. This is good. This is good. This is very good. Look at that.
I love the foreground stuff.
Yeah, I love that it kind of moves a little
the
bit.
perspective.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Dan's grinning because he knows his 9.3 is the closest. It's shot rock right now for all my curling fans out there.
Do we? Oh yeah, we see the Borg babies. I forgot it was this early. Yeah.
This is very Geiger as well. Very alien.
Yeah. Well, that background is very much the engineer, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
All the free babies you could eat.
I want my
Shut down, Worf.
baby back.
Chili's baby Borg ribs.
The other white meat.
Nano probe sauce. Oh, what a cutie.
Hey, that's a very cute. Yeah. Well done, kid.
Should have been like an egg. A big egg with ocular implant on it.
Yeah, we're doing that too, just in a different way.
Well, in a way, shittier way.
I mean, I'm a broken
there's the
record, but
symbol.
this soundscape is doing so much heavy lifting for what would have been a very dull expository section.
Yeah, there is the Borg icon.
The Borg logo, yeah. Got that site to site. We're on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dun
dun dun dun dun dun
dun. Yep.
Love that sense of scale as well.
Yeah.
Oh, do we get regeneration shot now?
Must do.
Oh, I love the big chunk out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the reverse shot. Oh, I love that.
That's so creepy. I love it.
Maximum warp.
Come on, Jordy. Warp 9.3. Let's go.
Bah. Dude.
No effect.
Yep.
Does Worf not know what focus fire is?
To be fair, focus fire I don't think would really work. Not at this point. Oh, that's a good shot.
So, I'm counting up just the soundtrack tracks, 26 and a half minutes. Plus whatever they would use for little segue cues. There's got to be near half an hour of music in this.
Him sitting on the fucking floor like that. So...
Jaina Cycle, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a definite tense ramp up in this episode.
Idol didn't even realize how good of an episode he drafted. He just wanted it for best of both worlds.
No, well, yeah, that too. I'd forgotten how good it was.
There's that sound editing. Well, that's for Drain, I imagine. Just spam it. Yeah, no, just...
I like the little red and green running lights they have on the back of the...
Unless a queen figure turns up in a motion picture, then shit, they will be less relentless.
I need you. Oh, that's meme number 4. Don't they say that at the end of part 1 of Best of Both Worlds? Like they're too close to use the...
Oh, so good.
That's great.
Speaks French. Moi. Fucking subtitles.
We're frightened.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this part. For a moment, I cried that. I need you. That's all he wanted.
Like, only Picard can get into a toxic situation ship with a god. Like, Christ.
English.
It's a bearing. That's not a position.
That is such a trope. They give you coordinates and then they explain what it actually means.
Hang on this bit. Bloody nose. You've given us a box office record with our next movie.
Dude, Q is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tell me more about the designs, both subtle and gross.
Oh, that's where Maurice Hurley's writing came in. He was just writing what he knows.
Boy.
Worf's like, oh, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. My weapons
He
didn't
got
work
to
and I'm
fire a
going to
lot
pout.
of torpedoes. Like, he's happy, honestly. be fair, by his metric, like the people who died, they died an honorable death. So
It's gonna feel like time
I don't know if this music really fits.
No.
Well, because they need something to lead into the epilogue here.
What are those chess figures? Look like badly drawn 3D prints.
Look like meeples. Playing Settlers.
3D Settlers of Catan.
But Regeneration tells us that they've been aware of their existence for over 100 years.
No, shh. Move on. We don't remember Regeneration.
I was a bit of an ass.
Son, you need a kick in the complacency.
How many kicks in the complacency?
I hope you've been keeping track for your Schiller rating, Idle.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Idle's never unprepared when we review episodes. You should know that.
Never. He's a consummate professional.
Yeah, the music doesn't quite fit here, but yeah.
It's actually less synthy than Ron Jones' usual fare, too.
Right. Thank you, Gene. Okay. Let me just turn off
Snodgrass.
Let's hang on, I need to turn some things off here. I need to do that, and I need to do. Hang on, sorry. Bear with. This should reassert itself. There it is. Okay, let's hit this button. Yes, welcome everyone to Star Trek Trek, your ongoing journey through the episodes of Star Trek. We have just finished watching the incredible Q-Who, an episode I've not watched for some time. This is part of my draft pick, where we had our episode draft where we all pick some episodes, and we're going to be scoring points based off them. And guys, I'm kind of wowed at how much better this episode was than I remember. Season 2 and Season 1 of TNG, you kind of just sort of hand wave away and go, yeah, don't worry, just get to Season 3. Actually, this was a banger.
So, Idle,
hello.
Why did you pick this episode in your draft?
So, my thinking was, and I picked this episode as alongside, which my next draft pick was, The Best of Both Worlds, Parts 1 and 2. I wanted to have like a little continuity run between this episode going straight into Best of Both Worlds, because it kind of sets up the narrative for the Borg, which are, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, I do love the Borg. I think they're one of my favourite villains because of how unique they are. A lot of people, you shake your head, but a lot of people do sort of like look at the Borg now and go, yeah, they're overdone, and especially with how they were treated in Voyager and then in Picard Season 3 and 1, 2 and 3, and it kind of got a bit crazy. But this early iteration of the Borg, I think, are some of the most interesting, not just Star Trek, I don't even want to say villains, forces of nature that have actually ever, that challenges the ideals of things like the Federation. So I wanted to kind of get into this. I wanted an excuse to rewatch Q-Who and go, actually, no, this isn't just a Season 2, early TNG sort of like cheesy episode, but there's Q and there's the Borg, and then get on to Best of Both Worlds, which is where the real meat is. Apparently not. Guys, talk about Q-Who to me. How did you find it?
This episode really could have been a motion picture. It's
it almost was.
How brief how just given the extra half hour and a little bit more budget, it really could have been the first Next Generation movie instead of what we got with Generations. So I was surprised continually throughout just how many visual effects they threw into this, how much effort they threw into it. The writing is very refined. It's clear this went through quite a bit of edit. The soundtrack is out of the park. It's just everything about this fires on all cylinders. Incredible episode. Go ahead, Otto.
I got too many things to say. Since you did mention the music, 20. I just counted up his tracks from what he has on YouTube, Ron Jones. 26 and a half minutes just of the music, and then I'm sure they threw in some like transition cues. So almost a half an hour of this 42 minutes was pumped with music, and I think they needed it because there's a lot of exposition. I'm going to jump actually on Stars on something you said. Why did they go fight the Borg and then go back to the conference room? Actually, they had so much exposition, they had to pace it somehow. Some of it came from Guinan through the intercom. Two sections came from when they were in the conference room. Some came from Q while he was lounging on the crab shell on the bridge. So they did try to space it out into different portions, so it wasn't all just like a big dump of knowledge on you.
Yeah, I suppose I was that kind of point was from a perspective of having grown up with the Borg as just a fact of of Star Trek, and so being like, well, you're taking a while to get to the point. It's like, no. Back in 1988, I imagine this required a significant amount of much more preamble in terms of just setting up exactly what this is and how they work. Because, saturation of science fiction was a lot better than it had been, say, in the 1960s, I think. But, you say, people who are part machine, part human. Yeah, maybe there are people who have read a bit of William Gibson. Maybe there's a bit of understanding of that kind of stuff, but probably a lot of it not so much. So people have to be explained, piecemeal. Like this is what the Borg is and what the cyborg is. Looking at it from that perspective, yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
This is one of the things that Star Trek has done very well, is taking these big science fiction tropes in the written world, people like Arthur C. Clarke, Isaac Asimov, and we like William Gibson and all, Peter A. Heinlein, or, all the big names in science fiction at the time, been writing about these very topics for for years and years and years and years. But Star Trek has sort of found a way to make it accessible, and especially with the increase in budgets in television, we weren't doing the kind of 60s thing anymore where it was just like plastic monsters and foam props. It was very much a case of we can actually make these look as scary as they should be. And I kind of want to draw on one of the really nice influences I like for this episode, which kind of reminded me when they first encountered the Borg cube, and you're kind of looking at it, and it's this very unassuming cube. And it reminded me, and I mentioned it in our watch-along, there's a book called Rendezvous with Rama, and the concept of that is the deep space telescopes pick up this essentially cylinder, like the whale probe, essentially coming through space, and know nothing about it. It's completely alien to them. It essentially is a big, basically a big sort of cylinder full of automatons and sort of vague, weird things happening, sort of designed to test humanity. And this was very much an inspiration for this. The Borg essentially are a very simple shape, but with the intent of testing the humanity of the episode and having something so abstract to... there's something like, you look at the Galaxy class starship, a very stylized, very curvy thing, you've got your nice carpets, you've got your accentuated designs, and you just put in front of it a metal cube that is absolutely monstrous. It almost reminds me of the Fazarius from the Corbinite maneuver. It's like a very simple design in contrast to something, but is menacing in a way that you can't quite explain. It's almost primal.
Well, no, yeah, I think that's absolutely the intention, because if you think of, there are rules about what kind of, things a Starfleet ship is meant to have. It's meant to have even numbers of nacelles. It's meant to have a saucer section and an engineering hull, and obviously you get variations on that later on. And it's there's obvious design principles, but there are no design principles to a Borg cube. It's just a single geometric shape of the most simple variety you can imagine in the most utilitarian thing you could possibly conceive of, and it's so simple that your brain just kind of goes, but surely that's not all that it is. And well, it is, but it isn't as well. And that's kind of the appeal of it, and almost makes it a bit cosmic horror-y, is something that looks so simple but can't possibly be, because the technology required to be out here and in doing these things means that you can't be that simple. So what lies underneath the artifice type thing? I think that's
it's a common theme,
of making it a cube.
There is a film called Cube, the exact same thing, where it's a kind of tesseract inside, where it's like infinite dimensions. Things that look the simplest can often be the most deceptively complex, but I feel like we're straying a little bit away. I'm going to go for the low-hanging fruit here. This was written by Maurice Hurley, who also wrote some other episodes of Star Trek, including Hyde and Q, another Q episode, Data Law, The Child, Galaxy's Child, as well as Shades of Grey, which I don't know if you can technically count that as writing an episode. Otto, you're the Maurice Hurley expert. I'm so sorry. He's a problematic figure here. Do we want to go over that?
No, you know what?
Gonna make me
While we're on
Maurice
the
Hurl.
while we're on the production track, let's talk about some good things. 3
Yes.
Emmy nominations, including Outstanding Achievement in Special Visual Effects. 2 of them are wins for sound editing. And I'm looking at Rob Bowman, the director. His credits include a lot of duds: Shades of Grey, Manhunt, The Child, Too Short a Season, The Battle. But, he really did good in this episode. The lighting, as I said earlier, just somehow that low lighting helps make things feel cinematic. He had a lot of good tracking shots. And some of the reaction shots were noticeable in a good way. Like, you don't want to use them to stretch for time. You want to use them to accentuate something important that someone said or did, and I think he did that very effectively.
How many ways can you have John
Another thing
Delancey
to note
lounging
is that-
about? Sorry, Dan, go.
Yeah, I was going to say Rob Bowman went on to be a director and producer on the X-Files, and you can see a lot of shades of that in the way this episode is handled. Just to, the focus is on the people and their interplay, but the environment is this dark, gritty sci-fi reality, which is really interesting.
Yeah, having started watching X-Files season 1, that the cinematography and that is kind of off the wall, ridiculously well done, extremely cinematic, which this also was. And like you say, it's very noir, very gothic, very very intent on shadow, which is all to the good here, because you want it to be dark and moody and a little bit different from the rest of TNG up to this point.
Q in the conference room, half in shadow, and then when he disappears, just the empty chairs spinning is it adds to his
the evil Q.
I don't know what the right word
Mystique.
is.
Mystique.
Yeah, Mystique is he's ethereal, and he's great in this episode for a number of reasons. I mean, he's very funny, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. In part because of him plays it so straight, but I like that they go with an arc here. He starts out playful, teasing, and then when they reject him, you don't want to reject Q, because he can be serious, and he leans on him a little bit, takes out 18 members of their crew, and then by the end, when Picard relents, then he relents a little bit, and it's like, if you don't play with Q, he's going to play with you, and I really like how they set him up in this.
I have a question. Is Delancey's portrayal of Q, is it arch? Is this scenery chewing, or is this him playing the line exactly right? Because you look at Montalban and Giamatti and the way that they just go over the top in the best possible way.
So I think part of the reason it works is like I said, they play it so straight. But when I watch, especially Giamatti, I don't want to rag on it because he is a great actor, but he is so big in Academy right now that when others play straight off him, I feel like I can't take them seriously. I'm like, okay, if someone was this big, that's too big. Wouldn't you acknowledge that? If you play it straight, that kind of throws me off. But you're right, he does ride the line. He's not goofy and wacky, but he's more of a trickster and more of a sprite. So.
Very low-key, yeah.
Well, yeah, he's very much in that trickster archetype. And he has that theatrical quality, which I've seen a load of posts positing that part of the reason why one of the reasons that people aren't gravitating to New Trek as much is because it's lost that kind of Shakespearean quality. And there's a lot of that here in Q. Is I'm kind of thinking about is this the most threatening and the most cruel that you get Q? You have
I don't think it's
Farpoint, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, 18 people died. It's
true.
And he has such an absolute refusal to let it stick to him. Picard tries to blame him for it. Riker is looking like he wants to throw stuff across the table, and he's just oh please, he just doesn't care. And I think that's the reason why it doesn't tip over into scenery chewing. It's because it becomes very obvious that this isn't John Delancey is overplaying his hand. This is Q, the character, playing the happy little mad clown right up until you piss him off or you hit a specific point, at which point he goes, no, by the way, this is serious. I'm just fucking with you. And the instant you rise to my bait, I'm going to snap you back right hard. And it's that understanding of exactly when to do that and when to kind of move with the wave. That's what differentiates this from Giamatti, where it's that is very much a big performance in a sea of more subdued, realistic performances. And it's here you've still got Picard doing the theatricality because guess what? Patrick Stewart is a Shakespearean actor. That's his training. That's his background. But that grandness still is met on that same kind of level, and that stops it from being.
I mean, I think there's a bit of scenery left in his teeth, but it's not like over the top and impossible to take. It's not impossible to take seriously. That's the important thing.
In a half an hour, he goes from growl for me microbrain to if you can't take a little bloody nose, maybe you ought to go home and crawl under your bed. It's not safe out here. So he gives with both hands.
It's John Delancey through and through, essentially, as well, which carries the performance. He is Q. There is no other Q than John Delancey. I mean, there have been a few others, but this iteration of Q, if they were to say, right, we're going to recast...
I do like William Campbell, I gotta say. He wasn't
Trelane's great as well. Yeah.
He also rides that line when he gets angry. It's very Delancey-esque.
But I think like from the offset, because I've seen Delancey in other stuff. He has a big role in Stargate as well, and like he plays a different character, but with still some sort of Delancey-isms. Like for him coming in and encounter a far point through Hide and Q, he has just been this rock solid trickster characterization. He has not dropped it for anything. Even coming back from Card Season 2 is just like, it's always been that balance between trickster and serious, between putting people at risk to teach a lesson, to give humanity its trial, but with his charm. And it wouldn't have worked as well if it wasn't Delancey. If they'd have cast anyone else, well, I can't say that for certain, but because it is Delancey, it just works so well. And he plays so well off the straight Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart will be straight and sort of almost,
Well, only so straight, given how close they were getting in the
he's grabbing Riker's arm, too.
Yeah, portrayal of just, like, straight dialogue, but yeah.
When he came back for Picard, I'm like, all right, he's lost maybe 5%, but when you're starting with a fucking 100% John Delancey, you can work with 95%. And 30 years later, that was really impressive, actually.
There's very few performances you can say are... Sorry, Dan, go on. Yeah.
I was going to say, last thing I'm going to say about this is that he's a lot more threatening because he's not the threat in this episode. So in the previous episode, he stabs Wesley, but you know he's fond of the crew and he likes Wesley and he throws vicious animal things at Worf, but whatever. It's like you believe that in the end he can always pull back on this, but here it really does feel out of hand. And he got just so ticked off that he's like, all right, you want this? All right, you got this. And even though at the end we know he can just kind of snap his fingers and send everybody back, there really is a tension here that's different than this previous.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of like key to why it works and as so much of a threat is because every other time it's like an obvious like made up reality that doesn't exist, like the post-atomic horror trial, or like the weird planet with the grape juice sunset with the weird animal guys in Nutcracker uniforms. Like, this is obviously not real life, but they go to great extents here to ground it that he's moved you, but you're only about 2 years out. You're within traveling distance of a starbase. You are in a real place, in a real like locale, and that makes it so much more real than almost all the other Q stuff.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting.
So let me ask you.
They allude a little bit here to sort of Deja Q as well, because they talk about, I want to join the crew. I'll be a mere lowly mortal, and I'm different. And even Guinan sort of like sets up a little bit of the lore here when she says like, he's different from other Q. There are some honest, lovely Q out there. They're great. And well, Quinn was alright.
Her words were almost respectable, which I don't know if it's saying is lovely.
Lovely Q.
Hey, they also reference Neutral Zone. I think they.
Yeah, Neutral Zone as well.
3 different earlier episodes, which is very rare for TNG.
Definitely. Sorry, Otto, go on.
So let me ask you guys. I know, especially after The Perfect Mate, we're not the biggest TNG Ferengi lovers here, but if you could just wipe your brain of what Star Trek has given you of the Ferengi. Ferengi were meant to be the villain from the start. They didn't land in season 1, so they said, all right, let's try it again, and gave us the Borg. If they would have given us this cinematic setup with the threat, with Q letting them know how dangerous the Ferengi could be, how long do you think they could have kept the Ferengi tap dance going before it started to maybe unravel and
if
they became
this had
goofy?
Been, if this had been Where No One Has Gone Before, instead of, or Where No One Has Gone Before, instead of, there just being, a Kaczynski experiment. In fact, it had actually been the Kaczynski experiment that got encountered the Borg instead. That would have been, I don't know how long, that would have been wild.
I don't know. I just don't think that this kind of setup of, this force of nature this approach would not work with the Ferengi at all. Like, the Ferengi, by their very nature, require a individual, a voice, a motive, a motivation, profit. you would have to completely gut the entire concept and go with something different in order to make it work in that way. And I think that's probably part of the reason why I don't think we've ever seen a Ferengi in any of the movies, because they are not a particularly cinematic race. They work really well in serialized television.
I mean, Quark was nearly in Insurrection, wasn't he?
Like 3 seconds, yes. But yeah, I don't think it would have worked like really at all. Like you can give something as much of a cinematic glow up as you want, but if the fundamental concept is more suited to a different medium like serialized television, it doesn't really.
I think they could have given them like the hive mind concept just based on their makeup, but I don't think you would have worked in the technology aspect, which probably diminishes it a little bit.
The problem is that it's kind of inverted the threat level, because the Ferengi, the capitalist mindset is all about the individual, the accumulation of wealth in one concentrated individual. And so you look at this episode where it focuses on Sonia Gomez and her empathy for the crewmates that she's lost, and the individuality of her quirkiness, and how it's such an opposition to these Borg who are the ultimate communists. They share everything, their thoughts, they're cubes, they have little roommates in their cubes. It's cute. And so, with the Ferengi coming in and saying, hey, we can buy and sell your Federation 10 times over, it's like, well, we're not for sale, we don't use money. What can you do to us? We're the ultimate hive mind, financially speaking. So it's kind of, it's kind of like they were never really a threat when profit is the motive. Like, I guess maybe you could see how in certain isolated ways they could. Yeah, they could isolate a couple of colonies and convert them to capitalism and things, but I could never see it working on a broad scale the way they were written.
Ironic, considering how villainous capitalism is in our world right now.
Right, I guess, yeah.
Well, the problem with capitalism is that it's insidious.
Just like with hindsight, they should have killed Sonia Gomez, right, in this episode, because they only used her twice. Yeah. If you want to put a face to the 18 that died, shouldn't they have? With hindsight,
I think that would have been a bit too brutal. I think that
wouldn't have passed network television of the days. But yeah, I get where you're going.
They wouldn't show her exploding. They didn't show actually any dead people. No. They just mentioned them in dialogue.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I think that you're wrong. I think that it actually would have passed censors, because guess what? Twin Peaks was just around the corner.
Good point.
You could get away with this kind of thing. Granted, but the thing is, I don't think it suits TNG as a show. TNG is not that mean-spirited.
I mean, they did just kill
DS9 would go there. Yeah, but that was a very
I know.
The actress was leaving. It's a very different thing. I think TNG's tone is best exemplified by Tasha, actually, in that they go out of their way to give her a backstory involving rape and then back off instantly and realize, oh wait, we don't want to touch that. Actually, we're not that kind of show. I think that, you could have gotten away with killing her, but I think it would have been the wrong move for TNG to do. I think it would have been very mean-spirited. I see the logic behind it, Otto. I think that
Q was mean-spirited in this episode.
Yes.
Well, he was, but it's I think that it's a case of, there's a difference between being mean-spirited to the characters and then being mean-spirited to the audience. Because from an audience perspective, you can remove yourself from the situation and go, well, that's 80 people we don't know. But the moment you put a face to it, that starts to, you get the whole feels bad, man.
She's proto-Ensign Gamble.
That's right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's TNG as a show does not go there. DS9 would. I think Voyager would have done that. I think Lit in Image, you would not have gone there. But TNG is just generally not that kind of show. But I absolutely see it in terms of the economy of it, in terms of she only turns up one other time, and it's in the Dolphin, and it's an utterly disposable appearance.
What a shame, because she I've forgotten, because it's obviously Sonia Gomez comes back in Lower Decks, and you're like, oh cool, fun callback to that. And aside from the it's all over me, which we've clipped a 1,000 times, I'd forgotten how good and cool she is in this episode. I really like her.
She's a fine actress.
She's so good, and she's also a good counterpoint to a lot of the TNG crew, especially Geordi, especially Picard. And I feel like TNG she's the antithesis to Wesley Crusher, really, isn't she? She's awkward, she's clumsy, but she's not a boy genius, and she's actually fucking likable. That would have been the alternate reality I would probably say instead of Wesley. Can we have Gomez? That would have been better.
Is she the proto manic pixie dream engineer? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Could have
put some trill spots on her, and off we go.
Yeah, wasted opportunity.
So, speaking of, it's all over me. And how many? We counted 4 memes. There's that one. There's Guinan hands. Yeah. There's Q leaning over into Picard's ear. And then there was one near the end, I think, too.
Is it Q sitting on the floor?
No, it's the Picard saying, like,
I need you.
Yeah, that's the one.
There was so much humor in an episode that was otherwise deadly serious. It was impressive how you can juxtapose. Yeah.
That's what I mean about TNG, like, not being that dark of a show. Like, I think that humor was absolutely needed, because otherwise you sit there and you dwell on the fact that 18 people just died.
Yes, Anson, it's all over me.
But I think that, the humor is actually really well chosen and well placed in this episode, because you aren't expecting the turn that this is going to take. And it's like, when we've sat down to review this, I think I said, I'm not sure how coherent it's going to be, because you have all the stuff that's not related to it. And it actually is. The incongruity of Gomez and her hot chocolate shenanigans, and then the Borg killing 18 people with a cutting beam, is absolutely required, because it's part of the thematic text of the episode. You are not prepared for this. You are still sitting around in your love boat, drinking hot chocolate near intelligent circuitry, while that shit is 2 years away. Yeah, that's the entire point of the episode. It's all like part of the subtext. Guess what? I'm slowly inching up that rating, because it is the thematic like feedback is all in there. It's all a coherent loop.
Yes, and it's all in that. And there's also the implication that even though she didn't die, she could have. Those other 18 people, they could have all been Sonia Gomez's. They could have been likable. They could have been on their first deep space mission. We don't know.
Yeah, Avatar's right. There's elements of Barclay in there, and I think they adapted it for that. But
all right, hold on. You said TNG doesn't go there. What's that episode with the crew member frozen into the floor where she phases in?
Oh,
that's
God,
pretty
close.
That's pretty close to just killing a likable character. That's pretty.
No blood, which is also worse, I think, in a way. Yeah.
No, see, the thing is, you're forgetting there is blood, but it's not from like the waist.
No, it's from a nose.
Blood from a nose. That's even worse.
It is pretty gruesome.
They don't go out of her way to give her a name or anything like that, which I think would make it even worse. Like, that's the thing. That is the unspoken limit. The instant you give someone a name, that's when it starts to feel bad when they die.
Yeah.
And another tragedy for the carpeting too, I must add.
Yeah, the Borg shadow there. Yeah. It took Geordie weeks to get that out. Speaking of the Borg, I'll talk a little bit about from the costume. And I don't usually pull quotes from the costume designer, but it's very interesting. So Dorinda Ricewood, who was the costume designer for this episode, recalled, "I was tired by the streamlined stainless steel concept of Scary," which I think is a shot fired at Cybermen, Dan.
Cybermen and Cylons from
Cylons as well. Yeah. With the Borg, the idea was that the drones lived for centuries and that their body parts would wear out and be replaced with mechanical body parts. I wanted to show that they didn't wear out uniformly. So some of them had eye patches, some of them had fake legs or arms. Makeup designer Michael Westmore remarked that the Borg were given a zombie-like pallor so that the viewers would know they were seeing a creature that couldn't be reasoned or negotiated with. Do you feel like that sort of comes across? Because like for TNG or for Star Trek, we maybe even television, they are very kind of like, even the Borg ship itself is like, right, what have we got laying about? Right, throw it on it, let's go. But do you think that works?
I think they go out of their way to contextualize it in a way that works. I do have to, I've always felt that the Cybermen lacked punch. They have always been way better executed in media that can actually go into the body horror aspect of them, which, guess what, First Contact does that excellently. I think that I do actually have to bring up two things that didn't work for me with the Borg here. One is that you can tell this is their first appearance because the two drones that we see give kind of very borderline maniacal, evil, grins at and I'm like, I get why they're doing it, and it is very effective, but it kind of runs counter to all the points that they're making about them being an implacable force that doesn't care about you. They just want to use and consume. Having them turn and go, is a little bit incongruous.
It's a little bit queenish.
A little bit. Yeah. It was always there. You think of such three-dimensional terms. But the other thing that I kind of noticed, and I made sure to jot it down in case I forgot, I thought it was very, very telling that Q has that whole thing of going into, it's not a he, not a she, it's this other thing, this androgynous being, and then promptly begins to refer to it with male pronouns because it's played by a male actor. And I felt that was a massive missed opportunity of, like, why do you not just refer to it as it? That would be way more... It's just like a bit of a writing like screw up in terms of just like, you are not selling me... It's just like a chink in the armor, as it were. Just like a little bit of a... Yeah, that's part of it, yeah.
Do you want to go there?
Do you want to go there?
He doesn't respect his colleagues, so I don't think he respects what he's writing.
Yeah. The effort to go out of the way to identify the Borg as not having a gender and then immediately gendering it is just so 1980s Trek. That is so, like, of the time.
We're not ready for cogenitor. We're not there yet. Okay, how about we go on to...
Bread.
Gentlemen, there is a big old loaf of bread here. Like, there is so much to pull from.
Suddenly the Outcast doesn't look so bad. I just gotta say, stars. We'll get to it someday. They make strides throughout TNG on that.
Dan, as our returning hero to this amazing episode, please, which slice of this bread are you taking? Are you going for the crust? Are you going for the juicy middle section with the seeds on top? Where are you heading?
Each of us is going to get our own personal meme for this episode. But for me, the image that stands out and has always stood out has just been Guinan with her hands up, and it's so out of character for her to lose her chill like that. But it just got you could see the hair bristling on the back of her neck, and it's just that really nails home just how devious.
Her back is arched, her tail is fluffy.
Yeah, exactly. That's my bread.
Bread, fantastic. I'm going to cut the queue. I'm going to go I'm going to cut the queue. Get it? Yeah, no, okay, fine.
British humor.
Yes, he's British. No, mine's going to be Q sitting on the chair in the conference room with that amazing lighting. Just literally stark contrast. Half of him is lit as his sees. And I'm going to also just add a little addendum on there. His amazing entrances and exits. Another credit to Rob Bowman for getting him to just like snap people back and forth, and then him not even walking, he'll just snap himself over. He will use his powers a lot in this episode just to put himself in great situations. So yeah, full points for Q's mobility in this episode. Stars.
I just want to piggyback off your one for a moment. I love that the lighting is such that, like, the red of his uniform looks almost plum. Like, I was looking at it, it's like, I don't know if it was like a case of, like, having slightly blue lighting or if it's just how dark it was, but the red in the Starfleet uniform didn't even look red. It was really, really well done. Mm-hmm. I think my bread is going to have to be, if we're going with, like, the Borg as being cybernetic zombies that do not stop, do not waver, do not, wait, the shot of that massive broadside phaser beam going through the side of the cube, and there's a massive chunk taken out of it, and then that persisting all the way through the chase and then slowly regenerating, like that's some visual flair. Like this didn't win an Emmy for visual effects, but it kind of should have done. I that was really, like, even back then I imagine that was all right model work, and I imagine it's probably been touched up a little bit by the remaster, but like, you can tell that was done practically and it was done very well. I love that kind of stuff.
Auto.
Yeah, you better cue me in. What they did was they melted plastic and then ran back the footage, which is a very cheap way, relatively, to do it. That was going to be my bread. If we're talking like the most memorable things from the episode, it would have been Captain It's All Over Me, but I never link that to this episode.
No.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have anything to do with the plot, and she's only there in 2 episodes, and it's hard to remember which one.
Sorry, did you say...
Oh, I wasn't looking. It's all over you.
Yes, Ensign, it's all over me.
That's it.
Oh. That's the bread. Sonia Gomez. Okay, I want to have a little aside here. Gentlemen, as you know, I have a spreadsheet.
We've started the segments. You can't just stop in the middle of segments.
I feel I can do what I wish here. I am the non-linear corporeal entity here. Gentlemen, I would like you to tell me who you think got the most lines out of this episode. Was it Sonia Gomez or was it Data? Who got the most lines?
I think Sonia might have got more lines than Data, yeah.
Data got nothing.
Yeah, well, you say that. Sonia Gomez got 343 words. Data got 342. He was one word shy, which is very strange.
Maybe in the script, but I bet you that's on the cutting room floor. I bet you if we go back and actually count as we listen.
I gotta look.
Listen, according to Chakotay, that's how it comes up.
22 lines. It's all like random search pattern. We've covered the area. Sensors indicate it's all just filler stuff.
It counts.
Yeah, you know, I am actually going to point out that the whole stuff about like having to, like trying to find Picard was completely useless, and they could have just cut it. That's my one genuine. Yeah, it's all very matter of factly, and it's like, I know that we live in a world in which like Picard is literally just reconstituted plasma nebula like particles at this point, but like it's still just like a complete lack of urgency, like complete lack of urgency, and it just doesn't add anything to the plot.
He's just three reconstituted plasma golems in a trench coat.
So I'll disagree for a couple of reasons. A soft disagree. One, it demonstrates the power of Q. I know we've seen him twice before, but this is like he abducts them at will and they're powerless, so that's fine. And also there were a couple scenes like walking through the ship and the double conference room, which felt a little stretchy. And the music helps, but if you cut out that search stuff, what are you going to do? A third conference room scene? Like, you'd have to come up with something better than that to stuff in there. And I thought it was fine for what it was. It's not the best of the episode, but...
Oh, I'm thinking mostly just stuff like your search pattern will cover the most area in the least time. And I'm like, well, okay.
They do cut away and then come back and say, like, yes, we've covered a spherical pattern, and now we couldn't find him. And
that was a bad cut because they said they came back 6 hours later. No one had moved a muscle. They were all in the exact same pose.
No, it'd taken them 2 hours to do it. They'd had a break for 2 hours, got some lunch, had an amazing game of 3D chess with those funky figures, and then come back and, yeah. All right, let's go on to...
The best advice I can give you is to just be yourself.
You're the worst thing that ever happened to Zek. You're the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Actually, that's the second best piece of advice.
In fact, you're the worst thing that ever happened to the entire Ferengi Alliance.
No.
Can you stop saying that?
I forgot I changed that. Best and worst. You're outraged, Otto. You spent ages on that. And I've changed it.
Help yourself.
Okay, best and worst moments of the episode. Stars, hit us up first, please.
Yeah, I think my worst is just going to be like the completely pointless, like flavorless filling bits of talking about search patterns and repeatedly establishing. Like, I know, I get what you mean, or that it's establishing like Q's power, but like, it was completely flavorless. You could have taken those sections out, put them into any other TNG script, and I would not have noticed. It is completely nondescript. There was a way to use that time that was more effective, that didn't break the budget. Like, I imagine this was already an expensive episode, so they had to fill that time somehow, but there were better ways to do it than that. You had all these consummate performers on set. Just write up a bit more dialogue, please. Don't talk to me about spherical search patterns, please.
Which is weird, because the Borg cube was a cube. Think about that.
Yes, it was. Well done. What do you want to tell me about the Borg triangle next?
No, carry on. No, we'll get to the dodecahedron one day.
One day. I think my best... I'm struggling not to say the entire rest of the episode. I'm going to be that basic bitch. I'm just going to say the music. Ron Jones is like so missed when he like left on TNG. Well, he got fired from TNG, and it's just like, what? Imagine firing a man who does this good work, and like you say, it elevates so many scenes.
For enjoying a succulent synth meal.
I see you know your judo well, sir.
He was less synthy than usual in this episode, which I think also helped.
There was some good orchestral stuff, yeah.
Cinematic.
Yeah, like there's a lot to be done with just creepy music played over slow scenes. Like,
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I've got to cut in. A quote from his memory alpha. His firing was supposedly because his music was thought to be, quote, too noticeable by Rick Berman.
Yeah. That because they literally referred to everything after him. They wanted Sonic wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's literally what they referred to it as. It's like I can't imagine. Like that's so Rick Berman, isn't it? Just like a complete lack of respect for the craft.
Berman.
Like, what makes this work? Let's remove it.
To notice.
And it's like I just think of like the first moment in Best of Both Worlds where you see the cube and then you magnify and then you get that fucking like awesome MIDI chorus and it's like imagine like seeing that and going listen to that please. Fuck
the
off.
Casio choir. I love it.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it just did so much to elevate this episode. Like, there's so much good about this episode. I could talk about a lot of it, but yeah, like the music really does a lot to bring what is already great into perfection.
Cool. I'm going to interject here. Okay, so my worst moment is kind of going to be a little controversial one, but for reasons you might not realize. I'm going to go for Guinan, but not in the way you might think. I liked Guinan in this episode, but at a certain point in the episode, she just kind of got dropped and left in the conference room. And then she's still there to this day. She was kind of there to espouse and talk about the Borg, but she wasn't that integral to the plot, aside from the crazy hands with Q. This could have, because she talked about the Borg, this could have gone through scientific dialogue. This could have come through sort of, this could have been in the section where they were doing spherical search patterns. They could have had some investigation into what the Borg are. And he didn't really need Guinan to espouse that. It's great from a world-building point of view because you've expanded the Elorian's character, but at a certain point they went, right, Guinan's character's done. Don't need it for the rest of the episode. Off you go, apart from at the end where she plays a bit of 3D chess. Stars, you've got a retort.
Well, no, I think you could easily, I think that's actually not a bad point. You could easily have had a bit of her on the bridge reacting emotionally to, the people dying. Or just to the Borg doing like what they did to her planet again. Like I think that would have been a much more economical and emotive way of spending that time.
And it enhances her character as well. And I'm not saying that it hasn't, but I feel like there was probably a better way to do it. And this is me literally like scraping at gold here. I'm literally flaking off the bit of rust that's on the side because the best moment for me is a moment that has sort of lasted with me in my entire lifetime of watching this episode, and it's the cutting beam going through the hull and having that section of the ship just right. They had to cut up something and model it.
2 Emmys.
And yeah, 2 Emmy, and that was just a great, very physical thing you don't see in Star Trek. You don't see them ever, even to this day, cutting into the hull. Even modern day Discovery, you see them if they attach to the hull, it just sort of clamps on, sparks fly, and you get the generic SFX. This was a very visceral invasion almost, which is what the Borg do very not spiritually, what's the word, very literally, and they kind of very invade your soul. They'll invade your starship and they'll cut bits out of you and reassemble you how they like, and there was no reason for them to do that. That's probably they didn't really know what they were doing. It's right, let's just zap into the hull. But the very physical view of seeing that hull section rise up and going, oh shit, an actual starship is getting cut up. Shields are useless here. Was very evocative.
Came up as clean as a slice of cellular peptide cake.
Yeah. It was a clean cut, but I noticed they also they angled the decks, so you could tell they collapsed in between it cutting. It could have just been a clean horizontal lines, but they
that's because they got that curve. They thought about it. It was great.
Well, it's also a case of that's something that you can only really do with models. I feel and miniatures. I don't feel you'd get that kind of same attention to detail with CG. I don't know. Maybe it's just.
Well, it go over the top. It goes over the top. You'd have thousands of cell structures and people flying out all of it. It would be. And you'd look at it and go, yeah, that's CG. This was a bit more because I think it's because of the stark contrast. It was just a single laser, a single few decks. It just felt a little bit raw in a way that kind of Twilight Zone feels raw when it sort of hits on sort of various sort of parts of dialogue or parts of sort of exposition. You feel that's there. Dan, stop me waffling. Tell me about your best and worst.
I'll start with the worst. So it's already been mentioned that Gomez was underutilized, that Guinan was underutilized. So I'm going to pick on Data here. The first thing they do when they get aboard the Borg ship is that Riker says, we need to interface with the main computer here, and we got to figure out what's going on. Are they on Linux? Are they on Windows? And so, he's the one that's standing there with a tricorder trying to get that done. Meanwhile, Data's just trying a cubule on for size.
Holy shit, these guys are on Nokia phones. What? It's like a Windows tablet.
You know, actually, he kind of does a little bit of damage because the point of the Borg in this episode was their lack of humanity. They hadn't really established their lack of individuality yet. This isn't something that gets developed until later on. They do have the hive mind, but the fact that they're stripped of any individuality, you know, is not really focused on too much. And so Data gets there, and the first thing he says is, "Oh, each of these cubicles is bespoke for a single Borg drone," and it's you know, kind of the opposite of the direction they want to go. I would have just liked to have seen even just a throwaway line with him ruminating with Geordi about you know, how different this artificial intelligence is from his own, or just something. But instead we just got more, you know, of Geordi walking along with hallways with Gomez, and it just was misplaced and misused. But the best. And so this is, for me as a Doctor Who fan, and growing up, if you haven't watched the original Doctor Who, the classic that ended in the 80s, started in the 60s, the whole structure was you got a chunk of Doctor Who, a 22-minute episode, no commercial interruption because it aired on the BBC, and at the end would be a cliffhanger to get you waiting with bated breath until the next week when you finally get to see how the Doctor and his companions get out of whatever situation there is. And this episode takes that note and runs with it in a way that's really rewarding. We have 4 commercial breaks, each of them an 11-minute segment, and the absolute best cliffhanger and my best of the episode is when the Borg finally first beams on, first beams onto the Enterprise in engineering, just in the background. And they do this a lot in the episode. They do it with Q. Towards the end of the episode, he's just sitting in a seat in the background. You didn't even notice. And here, Geordi's in the foreground, and he's communicating with the captain. And all of a sudden, something happens in the background, and there's this dark figure. And then we get more of a close-up, but it's still out of focus. And just there's this twitching, this mechanical sound. And it just, man, there's no way anybody got up for a snack during that 2.5 minutes. Absolute best use cliffhanger.
Auto, take us home.
More credit to Bowman, I guess, because I can't imagine the script would have outlined how it was to appear. So that's probably either the DP or Bowman. I can't believe no one said Delancey yet. I want to say Delancey, but he's kind of already got his shine. So I'll go elsewhere. My best. The line from the lines from Geordi and Sonia. You know, you're awfully young to be so driven. I am. I had to be. I had to be the best because only the best get to be here. I like that. It adds a lot of weight to the Love Boat that we see week after week. Yeah, the professionals is because they're all 4.0 graduates. They're all the best of the best. And maybe this is just because I've been watching so much Olympics, and I always feel for these young 19, 20-year-olds that have the pressure of their entire country on them. Like, I like that little reminder of, yeah, maybe they're professionals, but it's because they've been training their whole life to be in this moment. My worst, and this is why I'm always desperate to have Dan on, because he knows me like the back of his hand. He put in chat as a joke, what would it take to get a 10? Sonia has to die. Maybe not Sonia. I needed someone. I needed a face. I needed a name. I needed a scream. I needed something. Because as cool as that little the Borg cutting beam is, I wanted to be punched in the face by this episode. If you're going to set up, and part of this is hindsight because we know how influential the Borg are going to be. If you want to set up this bad guy for the long haul, punch me in the fucking nose with it. So I needed something to just that big emotional gut punch, and they didn't go there.
So, you know, I'm kind of curious. So we already know that conspiracy and the whole thing with the bugs was meant to be set up for the Borg, right? And then they abandoned the idea of the Borg being insectoid and pivoted to this, and then they dropped the collection. And it kind of strikes me that what you want, them putting a face to it, is what you get with conspiracy. Because you get, like, Remick dying and blowing up. You get Walker dying. You get Tryla Scott getting taken over. You get names. You get faces. You get characters who you've spent time with being affected and dying. And that's not what you get here. And I almost wonder, had they cut the link by this point? Were they meant to be completely unconnected? Because it's like, I don't know, there's the whole thing of, like, you know, peaceful coexistence and hive minds. Like, there's enough there, but they are so different in their morphology. And I almost wonder if that was what they were relying on, was eventually going, you know, that's the emotional link. But I don't know. I feel like that's what this was missing. Like a conspiracy went there in a really big way, and that's what makes that feel so dark and effective and memorable. But this does lack that in a way.
I mean, if they were going to link it and they bring back like Twyla Scott's actress under Borg makeup or something, that could have been cool. But they're very disparate. I don't know. I didn't feel a particular connection to. I even forget the name of the episode you just mentioned. Oh, Conspiracy.
I love Conspiracy. It's great fun.
Also, like the big deaths are kind of the bad guys anyway. Remick is such a turd in his prior episodes. Like you're rooting against him anyways. I wanted like a good guy to die, because not only could you lay that at the feet of the Borg, you could lay it at the feet of Q, and then that also colors your future interactions with him. So.
It's interesting that you bring him up, because in this episode, we know that Q doesn't deserve to be a member of the Enterprise, but asks to be. And Remick, at the end of his first episode, also does the same thing with Picard as well. It's just...
That's right. Yeah. Everyone wants to be on the Love Boat, and Sonia Gomez beat him there by a fortnight.
Out of sight!
Wow. Okay. On to...
I can show you my rating code.
Schiller rating 3.5. Associational rating norm -3. That's much too low a rating.
She's not accustomed to seeing an unsatisfactory rating on a member of my crew.
I don't think there's going to be any unsatisfactory ratings here. Okay, gentlemen, I have picked my rating code because this all stood out to us. None of us mentioned it in our bread or best of moments. But gentlemen, how many beautiful Borg babies babbling out of 10 would you give this episode? Let's start with Dan.
So the question I have to ask myself, and I started with a 9.3 in my pre-rate. Did this episode go as hard as the Enterprise did? It reached its maximum warp velocity of 9.65.
Are you serious? Are you going to go for that? That was literally going to be my pull.
That was going to be my pull as well. How fucking dare you?
What? I literally Googled max speed of the USS Enterprise as we were talking about it. Get out of it.
Well, you all can go there, because I will not. It does not.
Wow, you're the worst villain in this whole episode.
Back in the mud. Yep. No, the whole concept is the Borg are inhuman, and we have the humanity of the Enterprise. Not only that, but the vulnerability saving the day. Picard recognizing that they're still, bags of meat, and they're going to get taken advantage of at some point by the bigger fish. It's what saves them, is that self-actualization realization. But we don't get the input from the individuals that we crave the most. We don't get Data's input in this episode. We really don't get very much actionable from Guinan. She's still mysterious at this point, and really kind of an unwritten character. Almost like the Grim Reaper of the episode. Just kind of shows up and kind of brings things down a little bit. Like, oh, you guys can't handle this shit. And, so I want there to be... I understand the point of the episode is that there are no heroes in this one, but I want there to be at least something outstanding that somebody on the Enterprise does. I don't want them to do a Wesley Deus Ex Machina moment, but at least have some useful contributing factor. And I feel like Data really could have provided that here, and he just was just left out on the side. Worf, his one moment to do anything, and he gives it to Ensign Meathead to go and fight the Borg. This is really a Riker and Picard and Guinan episode, and nobody else really gets a lot of light to shine. So it does not achieve one of the highest ratings, but I will bring it up slightly just for being a great ride. So I'm going to give this 9.4 beautiful babbling Borg babies out of 10.
Very good, very good. Interestingly, fun fact: Dr. Pulaski does not appear at all in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Season 2 stars.
Yeah, you kind of blew my brain, because I was like, yeah, no, season 2, she should be here, and yet she's not. I guess she was too busy writing up all those casualty reports that Picard refused to read. Yeah, this episode does have a few flaws. I mentioned the filler of the search patterns and all that, and minor nitpicks here, but I think that on the whole, this episode really bangs. It's cut from a very different cloth to the rest of season 1 and 2. There are episodes that are maybe slightly better. I think we loved on Peak Performance, but it's a very different episode there. This is a call forward to what TNG would become in season 3, 4, 5, kind of the height of it. It's not quite there yet. I do have to push back on Dan's point about Data. Data gets so much to do. Data gets to save the day every freaking. Data has saved 50 Christmases and ruined 3. I think he can afford to sit on the sidelines for 1 episode. And if we're looking for a character to do something extraordinary and wonderful and human and innovative that no one else will do, I don't know how Q puts it best. How many people can actually put down their own egos for the sake of others and say, I am inadequate to this task, help me. I think, isn't that what Kirk says to Edith Keeler, is, the few most beautiful words in English language, I love you, it's let me help, that kind of thing. So I think in that way, I think this does very much, it's very Star Trek, this episode, in that way, in that it's about humility and acknowledging your own inadequacies and respecting them and not viewing them as a weakness, but as just a fact of who you are and something to work, a challenge to overcome rather than something to be ashamed of. If there's something to be ashamed of, it's your own arrogance, which is a long, rambling way to get around to the fact that I will be giving this 9.65 babbling Borg babies who are quite beautiful and flush despite their Borg pallor out of 10. It just bangs. Really, really good directorial flair. It just works on almost every level, and John Delancey just is on fine form here. I don't think he ever gets quite this menacing again until maybe like Picard season 2. But even then, it's like it says he's lost a few steps by then because he's 30 years later. Guess what? I hope I'm nearly as active.
He's lost.
Yeah, I hope I'm as fucking on it as he is at that age. It's just a tour de force as far as I'm concerned. This is where TNG really just realizes what it can be. So yeah, 9.65 for me.
Very good. I'd just like to say that my deterioration is continuing apace. I will not be the same person I am in 30 years, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll let also
You're
finish.
heavily preserved by all the alcohol. So
That's the best way to be. Okay. This unexpected. I've watched this episode countless times, but I feel like it's not until we get to the lens of us 4 being here that we actually sort of look at it properly. Or you sort of, you don't want, there's a difference between watching things casually and watching things with your friends, or watching things when you've got the critical eye open as well. And I feel like this definitely surprised me in that it held up a lot better than I thought it was. Yeah, small complaints about, they spent some time with the search patterns and maybe Guinan wasn't used to her best. Data, I kind of do agree that he wasn't used to his best this episode, but that would pay off in later episodes, like with, unfortunately, Descent, but thankfully First Contact. So Data does get his moment in the sunshine to compare himself to the Borg. But God, there's just so much in this episode. The directorial choices are just key in this episode. They are so good. There is an unnecessary amount of style in this episode. Doesn't need to be. This is the kind of like someone's way of getting past Gene Roddenberry going, well, we can't change the dialogue or the script, but hey, maybe we can make this look flashy. There was a lot of special effects. It won Emmys for it. And there was a lot of good moral conscience about, and the stuff that doesn't apply to the person but to the society. Your society is not ready for this. There are things out there that can overcome you. You are not ready to go out there. It doesn't mean you should stop looking, but the moral lesson is, be wary of it, and don't be afraid to get a bloody nose. And it was a great sort of like counterpoint to the usual, like, oh, we're the Federation, we're the best, and this is our moral lesson we can teach you, or this is the way we can teach you, the viewer, how to better yourselves. This is like a very kind of stark contrast to sort of like a lot of the TNG messaging. And the Borg were cool. The Borg were menacing. They were very threatening. I'll excuse Worf and Data for not having a lot to do, or no lack of Pulaski, for the fact that we take a lot of screen time for stupidly long-armed Borg interfacing with the systems and having some kind of hokey effects, but work in a weird way. Like, imagine if in this day and age, you had this film with these amazing CG effects, but then you shot someone and they had like 3 sort of like diffused rectangles for an effect. It'd be like, oh, that's effective. It's stunning. It's done in the right way. And I'm gonna going to have to agree with my esteemed colleague that a 9.65 beautiful babbling Borg babies basking in Riker's beard out of 10 for this episode. Auto, take us home.
They're
Please.
covering us up like a roast. So I love this review series because not only are we watching great Star Trek for the most part, we're also learning about each other. And I'm learning a lot about Idol. Frame of Mind is a very Idol episode, but I don't particularly care for it. The motion picture is an Idol movie, and I can see some merits, but it doesn't really pique my interest. This is where the Venn diagram overlaps, and I really appreciate discovering those overlaps. Like Stars and I had it with Janeway and Counterpoint, and I like a lot of Dan's lineup, and it's fun finding those overlaps. I didn't miss those characters with the low line counts because this is the Borg episode, and they're giving us a lot of exposition. And for as heavy on exposition as it was, it actually felt very fluid. It felt like I was on a ride the whole time. I think the music helped tremendously with that because I called out during the exposition scenes how much it kind of plastered over how boring it had the run the risk of being. I really love the human interactions. I liked Sonia Gomez in this. I liked I need you. He broke him down, but it wasn't just to break him. It's part of the ongoing trial. How worthwhile is Jean-Luc Picard? Or is humanity, him as the avatar for humanity, he has to rise to the challenge whether he realizes it or not. This is the lens through which Q views humanity, and he rose to the challenge at this one, at the end of it, and I really like that. This wasn't just for the symmetry. This was in my head before I heard Dan's rating. I'm going to agree to the decimal point, 9.4, beautiful babbling Borg babies. Very good episode. It does miss, I like the big emotional stuff, maybe more emphasis on the human element than on the new threat, but I can see where that overlap is, and I really like that about this episode.
Fantastic. At the end of that, we've averaged a 9.5 babbling beautiful Borg babies out of 10. This scores 0.1 below the perfect mate. The perfect mate was a 9.6.
I should have given this an 8.5. I should have paid you back.
0.1 over peak performance. That was a 9.4. Yeah, so it's sitting around the top areas. Latent Image was a 9.6, Terrarium 9.7, Way of the Warrior 9.3. So among esteemed, amazing. It's actually
rarefied company, honestly.
I have thoroughly enjoyed.
It's impressive. It really is impressive. The production, the mix of humor and drama and suspense, it was really solid.
Which for season 2 of TNG is like, any time someone says, those early 2 seasons are trash, like, haha, fuck you, go watch Q-Who.
Measure of a Man's in there too.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. Thank you, gentlemen. This has been absolutely amazing. We are going to be back on Saturday to continue our Borg. I'm trying to think of something. Extravaganza, yes, but I was trying to think of something that said with a B.
Smorgasborg.
It was right there. How did we miss it?
It's just a shame that I am the host of the show with my limited thesaurus in my brain. My diction is not as good. My lexicon is not as advanced as your guys, even though I try.
But you sure can pick an episode.
I can eventually, finally pick a good... Once I'm finished trolling you guys into watching some shit Trek, I can finally pick some good episodes.
This was your 4th pick, I think. Like, well done. You finally got one.
Come on, let them bask. We're not even done with the episode. Let them bask.
No, there we go. Anyway, yes, we'll be back on Saturday with Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2, which we will be reviewing separately. So come and join us Saturday for that. It's going to be fun. I'm very much interested in looking at this again through a critical eye. We will see you guys later. Check out the Discord and our Blue Sky page for all the latest announcements coming out and all that jazz. But from myself and the gentlemen here, who are eminently amazing people, we will see you later. Live long, prosper.
Ta-ra.
Don't get assimilated.
So, this is what we've decided. Lisa gets you Tuesdays and Fridays. I get you Mondays and Thursdays. We, alternate Wednesdays and weekends.
Hold on, I don't think I'm old enough to hear this kind of thing. Ladies, good day. Romano, good luck. You can return my car in the morning. If you can still drive, I'm taking the bus.